Ooh, no idea how this thing works. How does this work? Oh, I can see people are joining. Nice, 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 nice. Please, please, please. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome. Hi. Hi, Ade. I can see your message. Welcome. Okay. Please, Simon says, please talk on getting accommodations and getting certificate of accommodations. All right, nice question. Hi, happy Sunday. Oh, hi, Ade in France. Welcome. Okay, let me answer the accommodation question. Um, so to get an accommodation certificate, you can go to living in France or you go to Safe House. In my time, I used Safe House. Safe House will give you an accommodation certificate for 250 euros. So all you need to do is send them your name, your school, I think. I'm not sure. But your name and just pay. It's a very simple process. You pay your 250 euros and they'll give you your accommodation certificate. But mind you, that accommodation certificate is just for your visa, okay? And it's just also to tell you that when you are here, they can help you get an accommodation. If you pay about 500 euros, you can secure, they will help you, they will keep an accommodation for you, but they reserve an accommodation, but it's not like you're paying the rent. Like you get that 500. Oh hi. So that 500 is just to secure an accommodation, to make sure that you get a place when you come to France. So that's just all. So that's why I opted to get the 250 euros own, since I just needed the accommodation certificate and there was no point of me paying 500. I hope I have answered that question for you, Simon. So on getting accommodation, to be honest, when you hi Ayo Adekunle, hi, hello. So on getting accommodation when you get to France or before you get to France or after you've gotten your visa, you can um use Safe House if you want. You can use Living in France. You can use, in my time, I didn't use any agency because I realized that those agencies, they have their own charges, okay? So let's say, for example, your rent is about 500 euros. You'll be paying the agency like another 500 euros, right? To get that accommodation, which is double the amount you usually would have paid. And to me, I feel like it's a lot. So what I did was that I looked for somebody that was staying in my residence, somebody that stayed in my residence right now. And I just asked her how she got hers. She sent me an email. She sent me their email and I sent them an email that I wanted an accommodation. So they added me to their waiting list. So when accommodation was ready, I paid and that's how I got my accommodation. So yeah, you can get accommodation through word of mouth or you can use agencies, but agencies are very expensive, or any agent at all is very expensive because some of them will ask you for agency fee, they'll ask you for signing fee. It's not really like worth it in my opinion. So yeah, that's how you can get accommodation when you get to France. Let me know if I answered your question. And please, if you have more questions, I am very much open to answering them. So, and if you're in France or you have any question at all, even if it's not something that has to do with study visa, please, by all means, drop your comments in the comment section. And between, this is my first live, so there's a little bit of nervousness. I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this. It just seems so weird to me. But yeah. Anyways, let me know your questions. This live is going to be for about 30 minutes max. I'm saying max because in my mind I'm like, I want it to be for like 15 minutes, but let's wait for others to join and ask their questions. And Simon, you asked about accommodation. If you still need like help, I'm going to put a, let me see if I can add a comment. Can I do that? I don't think I can add a comment, but I would put the link in the comment section after this video so you can go and check those agencies out for accommodation certificate. Meanwhile, some people were just lucky and they just met somebody that was nice and helps them with accommodation, but it's a rare thing to come by. So most people use an agency, and yeah, that's what I used. Any more questions? Any more questions? Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Okay. I'm so glad you guys came to join this live. Oh, I literally felt like I was going to be the only one on this live. I was like, oh my God, if nobody turns up, I'll be so shy. So please hit me with your questions. I'm here for you. And if you are in France and you have questions on where to shop or whatever questions you have, if you've already got into France, you've gotten your visa, but you still have questions, by all means you should ask those questions, because when I came here I had a ton of questions and I had very little amount of people to ask directly. So if you are feeling up to it and you want to ask a question, please ask it now. Hello, Lord. Happy Sunday to you. Hi, Kenny. One of your videos, I discovered of an organization that can give you a certificate. Oh, there is there is no, maybe you didn't hear me clearly, but I don't think there's any there's no organization that can give you what's it called now, accommodation certificate for 50 euros. Or maybe did you mean 250? You say 250. If you say 250, Safe House gives you an accommodation certificate for 250 euros. The lowest I know of is living in France. Okay. Hi, Sorita. Hi, Sorita. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling your name. She says, hello dear, did you do your procedure yourself or through an agent? I did everything myself, every single thing, down to booking a flight. I did every single thing myself, every single thing. It was overwhelming, and I would advise you do it yourself, not with an agent, because all these agents, they used to lie. They'll be deceiving you, but you can find out the truth for yourself. Okay. So, and you won't take it as serious as an agent won't take it as serious as you will take it, right? So I would advise you do it yourself. And please, if you have any questions, my DMs on Instagram is always opened. Okay. Okay, so she says flight cost is how much? Just give an idea. So for flight cost, in my time I paid. Oh, I would answer your question. Let me just answer the flight question. Thank you. So for flight, I paid 239,000. Okay, so here's the tea, right? Here's the interesting part of flight. When you get your admission, you've gotten your visa. When you get your admission, you've gotten your visa, you can apply to agency and say, what am I saying? You can apply to airlines, okay? like Qatar, I don't know why they're skipping my head. Qatar, um, Royal Maroc, Ro- Royal Air Maroc. I've forgotten their names, but all those agencies you can apply to them for their student discount. Okay, I used my Qatar student discount in, so it was about 500,000. So by the time I used my student discount, it was 200 and something, either 500 or 490 something. I can't remember. So by the time I used my student discount, I was paying about 200 and something, 239,000 naira for my flight ticket. So yeah, that's just the trick about flights. I don't think, as a student, don't worry about flights. There's always freebies for students that are traveling abroad. Yeah, so there's always like an agency that will give you discounts. Okay, there's always Qatar, there's always I don't know why this I don't know why these airlines are skipping my head, but most airlines always have these discounts. Turkish Airlines had in my time, but theirs was still expensive then. But I heard it's very cheap now, so you might want to try that. Okay, let me answer Ayo's question. Ayo says, I have two questions. I have a BA in French, but I'm in Nigerian. Do I need IELTS to study a master's degree program in English? No, you don't need IELTS to study a master's program in English in France. As far as I know, I was never asked for an IELTS, and my school is even a UK school, so nobody asked me for IELTS. Okay, they asked me for IELTS, but I had WAEC, so that's because the UK school, right? You get, so I didn't need IELTS. But from what I know from other people that are in French schools that they speak English, they never use IELTS, so you don't need to worry about IELTS. Okay, he says, I'm not working because I just graduated. So can you tell me if I can use a loan for proof of funds, or can a family friend sponsor me, or how do I go about it? Okay. Yes, anybody can sponsor you. Your family friend, your friend, your anybody. That's a good thing about French visas. Okay, French study visa. Anybody can sponsor you. They just need to be able to prove that they have a legit means of income. Okay, if you want to take a loan, I don't think you should take a loan, because if you take a loan, it's going to reflect on your bank statement. So you cannot, so it's going to be a lot, because you need 3 months bank statement. So if you take a loan, it will reflect on your bank statement that you took a loan. So it means you have to wait for 3 months before you can use that loan. Do you get? So using a loan is not really feasible, because you'll be paying monthly for 3 months for a loan. So it doesn't really like add up. Okay, except it's a loan that comes from somebody else. But even at that, it's better to use somebody else's account. Okay, somebody that has the money in their accounts that can prove that they have a stable source of income. So yeah, so you can use your father, you can use your mother, you can use your uncle, you can use your sister, you can use your brother, you can use your friend. They just need to be able to prove that they have a legit source of means of income. Okay, next, are there any schools still accepting applications for the, I don't think so. From what I know about French schools, from what I know about France, is that they usually open admissions from like September to December. I'm not sure, because like I said, my school is not a French school, so I didn't really go through the whole French school process from the beginning. Okay, I only started the French process after I had gotten my admission. But I know that they open between like November to December, or no, sorry, October to December or October to November for applications for French schools. Okay, whether the one that studies in English, whether the ones that have program in English or the ones that have program in French, you would have to apply during that period. Also, you can apply directly to the school. You don't always have to go through Campus France. So, I hope I answered that question. Simon, I saw that you retracted your statement, your message. If you still want to ask a question, please by all means ask your question, except I have already answered it, okay? Fit Harris, okay. How is it getting a job as an international student? Are there jobs available, especially if you can't speak French fluently? That's a very, 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 very valid question. There are jobs available. Okay, if you are thinking that you must work, if you must work, in France, the best thing you can do for yourself is to come to Paris, because that's where you get most English speaking jobs, because it's an international place. Okay, it's a very commercial place in France, so you get English speaking jobs. There are lots of jobs there. You can work in a restaurant. You just basically anything you can, anything you can do anywhere, you can do here in France. You can work in a restaurant. You can work as a care person, like you can take care of kids. You can teach. There are lots and lots of jobs in Paris, but I can't speak to other places, because there's some other places in France that are really low key, right? There's some other places that are really low key, and if you don't speak English, it might be like an issue. Let me just be honest with you. So yeah, I wanted to say something, but I've forgotten. Uh, so yeah, you can totally get a job in France if um you speak English. You can. Yeah, I remember what I wanted to say. So the problem is that the problem that most French students have, or most students that are schooling in France have, is that their schedule does not allow them work. Okay, because the an average French student, I'm not excluding me, my schedule is not the same with them, because like I said, my school is a UK school. So like an average French student doesn't have time to work like that. So it's really tight, but if you need a job, definitely you get, depending on your schedule. Okay, so yeah. Next. All right, I hope I answered your question, Fit Harris, and hope I've been answering your questions. If you have more, we still have time, and we can totally do this. Thank you so much for joining this live, to be very honest. I'm so grateful you guys are here, and I'm not just talking to myself. It means a lot. A lot. So my first life is not a total disaster. Not bad. Not bad. And those of you that are already in France, welcome to France. Hope you're enjoying it. What's your school name, and do they accept installments? Okay, my school name is Queen Mary University of London. Let me say it again, Queen Mary University of London. Okay, they accept installments. I have 2 installments. You can pay in 2 installments, nothing more than that. So you can pay before resumption, before enrollment. Yes, you need to pay before enrollment, and sometime in January. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. If you can pay, just make sure you can pay that first installment before resumption. You don't necessarily have to pay it in January. They write it there that you must pay in January, but honestly, if you once you are sure you can pay, at least pay before your exams, because you're doing exam that they really like have power they really have time to be maybe restricting students from writing exam because they've not paid and all of that. So yeah, you can pay in 2 installments. Oh, oh, my head. I'm having a headache. Can I make 1,000 on 2,000? Um, can I make 1,000 or 2,000 deposits? So it depends. Okay, I think if you are not, that's a good question, because I've never really thought about it. Maybe you can. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I just know that you can pay in 2 installments. I don't think it is specified how much I don't think you must pay. I think you must pay 50%. To be safe, honestly, it's better to always pay 50% of the what's it called now? The school fees before that enrollment. If not, they might give you temporary enrollment instead of permanent enrollment. So it's always safer. I'm not sure about that 1,000 or 2,000 pounds. Oh, sorry, some of you don't even know what I'm asking about. what I'm talking about. So she asked if they accept. She said, "Can I make 1,000 or 2,000 pounds deposit before I move?" And that's what I was talking about. She said for master student average school fees. I don't know about average school fees because. So she says she wants to know the average school fees for master students. I don't know, to be honest, because there are schools here that are very expensive. There are schools that you pay up to 20 for schools. Okay, there are schools that you just pay maybe 2,000 euros for a year. So I don't really know. When you talk about average, I'm not sure what average is. Oh, Kenny says, what course are you studying? I'm studying technology, media, and telecommunications law. I'm doing a master's. Okay, that's what I said. I really want to give everybody an opportunity to ask their questions because I know that DMs are not reliable, and it's always easy to, as they hot, they ask your question and they answer you like straight up. Okay, that's why I decided to do this live, so you can like whatever is on your mind, you just offload it now. Okay, my school master's school fees. Okay, my school master's school fees. Let me just give you in euros because I paid in euros. My school master's school fees is 20,200 euros. Okay, so somebody asks, she says, do you need to pay for your school fees? Okay, Simon is asking a question. Do you need to pay for your school fees before you apply for a visa? And how did you make your payment for the certificate of accommodation? I mean, convert from Naira to Euro. Okay, so you said, do you need to pay for your school fees before you apply for a visa? That's the first question. So the trick here, what I realized after asking series and series of people for how they got their visa, how they went about it, especially the school fees part, I realized that the best thing you can do for yourself, even if the school does not say that you must pay for, like my school did not care if I came to school without paying for school fees. Okay, but I'm Nigerian and I know nobody's gonna give me a visa just like that, because they will need to see that you're coming from a low income country to a high income country. They need to be sure that you can afford this thing and you've made some form of commitment. Okay, so that's why I paid my school fees. It's not as if my school needed me to pay school fees before I get my visa or apply for it. They gave me a visa letter before I even paid my school fees. They gave me everything I needed before I even paid my school fees. So it's always better that you pay at least one installment. If you're doing like a 2-year course, I think you should be allowed to pay for 4 installments. Just pay one. Okay, just pay one installment before you apply for your visa, so that they will know that you are serious and you're not just going there because you want to just jackpot. And you know the way visa and Nigerians are, they don't trust us. Let's just put it out there, they do not trust us. So please pay at least one installment before you apply for your visa. I'm not saying it's compulsory. Maybe you can get a visa without that, but I'm just saying, like, what I discovered is that most people that got their visas, they paid an installment, at least one, before they applied for a visa, just so that when you're submitting your documents, you can always show them that you've furnished some kind of consideration, like you've made some kind of commitments. Okay, so you asked another question. Let me see the other question. And how did you make your payment for the certificate of accommodation? Okay, how did I make my payment? So what I did was that I had somebody here send them euros and I sent the person in naira. That was how. So you can either do that, you can buy from black market and send. It's a lot of money, but what will you do? You need it. So yeah, that was how I did my accommodations, paid for my accommodation certificate. So, but I think if you have a DOM account or if you have PayPal, I think you can pay through PayPal. If you have like PayPal, you can do that. Or you have somebody that has PayPal, just send them naira if they want naira. So, hope I've answered your question. Oh guys, please, I need to drink this. Ah. Mm. Yeah, I can. So she says, Fit Harris says, can you please give a range for monthly rent, specifically when renting in Paris? So monthly rent average as a student, you can budget for like 500 euros as a student. But this is the caveat, right? When you want to get an accommodation in France, mm, you have to have like 2,000 euros or one. Okay, let me not say 2,000. Let's say like 1 2 at least at first. Why? Because if you are paying like 500 for rent, you will pay an extra 500 for guarantee deposits. Okay, then you might pay another money here and there, here and there, here and there. So everything will not add up to like 1 2 1 4 1 7 2,000, depending on where you are staying. Even if it's a house and you just have housemates, you will still pay all those guarantee fee, security deposit, all those things, you will still pay it. So for your first rent, just have like, if you have up to 2K, just hold it tight for that first month. But subsequently, you will be paying your 500 or 700 or whatever. And that guarantee security deposit they will give you back after you've left the apartment. So it's just like to ensure that they have something to fall back on in case you damage the apartment, you didn't leave the apartment in good condition, stuff like that. Then you have to get a guarantor. You might have to pay for a guarantor, but for guarantors you can always apply for Visal. Visal is like I don't know whether they are private or government, but I'm guessing it's a government agency or something. So they help to um stand as a guarantor for you, and it's free if you are below the age of 30. So yeah, that's about accommodation. So like 500 to 700 per month. I'm saying that it's not like if you can't get cheaper than 500. You can get cheaper than 500, but you might not like the apartment because it's Paris. So getting accommodation is very hard. So the apartment you might be getting for less than 500 might be a very shitty apartment. So yeah. I can see that there are lots of people on this life. Oh. Welcome, oh. Welcome to the life. Oh. People are joining. Wow. I have loyal subscribers. Oh. You are the real deal. People are not joking. Uh uh. See people. Thank you for joining this life. I wasn't sure if it was a good idea or a bad idea, but so far it's been going well. So yeah. All right, hit me with your questions. If you're just joining the live, thank you so much for coming here. If you have any questions about studying in France or any question at all that you want to put out there, you want to ask me, I'll be very much happy to engage and answer you to the best of my ability. Who wants smoothie? What you take? Oh, come and drink. Come and drink. Come and drink. Okay. Let me see if there's any question that I missed. I don't think I have missed any question. If I missed any question, please call my attention. Oh, sorry. Let me adjust this a bit. Sorry. If I have missed any question, please call my attention to it. Okay. If we don't have any more questions, if there are no more, okay. Please, I just joined. Is it easier to get a part-time job as an international student? I don't know what you mean by easier. So you say, is it easier? Lawrence says, welcome, Lawrence. Please, I just joined. Is it easier to get a part-time job as an international student? I don't know what easier means though, but nothing in this life is easy. That's what I'm going to say. I don't know whether it's easier. For me, it was not hard, okay? It wasn't hard. Within Hi, sorry, I had a call. I said I got my first part-time job sometime in October. I got my first part-time job sometime in October and I came here in September. So that's pretty fast, right? But for some people it wasn't like that. So when you say easier, I can't really say it's easier, but you can get. That's what I'm just gonna say. So Sarita says 22,000. No, it's not 22,000 euros. I said 20,200 euros. That's what I said. You're asking if it is for the 2 years. My master's is not for 2 years. My master's is for 1 year. Excuse me. My master's is for a year. It's not for 2 years. So you see that 20,200. It is for 1 year. It's not 2 years. And that's why I like it, because it's just 1 year. So who wants to read book for 2 years? Oh, you're welcome. So this life will be going. I'll be ending his life in like a few seconds if there are no more questions. But as long as you are ready to ask questions, I'm ready to stay here, because what I want to do next is sleep. I was sleeping before I started this life. I'll just go back to sleep. So if you have more questions, be happy to oblige. Okay, did you apply for the job through an agency or did you do it on your own? I did it on my own. I didn't apply for the job through an agency. I don't know if you do you use an agency to apply? Agency? No, I applied for myself by myself. I applied for by myself. Then you do the interview. I don't know that it's all jobs that's require you to do an interview, sha. So yeah, applied by myself. Then I did the interview and I got the job. So yeah. For those just joining, please ask questions about any questions at all about the French visa process, about coming to France, about how France is like, about living in France, or anything. Yeah, thank you. Or anything you want to ask, please upload it now, because I'm here to answer your questions. Okay, does every flight have student ticket reduction, or I need to get like a card or something? Yeah, most airlines do. So you need to find out from the airline if they have a package like that, because with Turkish, I applied for Turkish, but when I applied when I tried to check for the flight, it was still looking expensive. It didn't look like they gave me any discount, right? So what you need to do is apply to all of them when you are ready. Like apply for all of them. Just be applying to all the airlines that they say have student discount. Just apply to all of them. Then you weigh your options. That's what I did in my time. I weighed my options. Would you believe that after the week I booked, flights skyrocketed? Like it was twice the price after I booked. So you want to really be prudent when you are doing this kind of stuff. If you get a visa today, if you can book your flight that day, by all means, even if you're not traveling in the next 1 month, okay, by all means you should book your flight, because that flight thing, it is to misbehave. Okay, so yeah, you can just apply to all them airlines. Then if you get a discount, fine. You just weigh your options, check which one is cheaper, and yeah. So for those of you doing your visa process yourself, kudos. It's not an easy thing. Okay, just breathe. Take a deep breath whenever it gets overwhelming. You can do it, surely. What I did that helped me to be able to do my own by myself was that I wrote a list of everything that I needed to do. So when I tick it, when I'm done with a milestone, I just tick it. I know that that's done. Okay, because it's very overwhelming. It's a lot for me. I don't know, but for me it was a lot. So I just had to be ticking like the things that I have done, so that I know that is done. So any more questions, my loves? My head. Okay, this live I'll be going off in 1 minute. So please ask your questions. Thank you so much. Okay. Studied management for BSc, okay. Can you suggest to be master? I don't know. When you say you studied management, I don't really know. I'm not in sciences, so I don't really know much about. I don't know much about sciences, except the only sciences that I know about is tech. Okay, so I don't know. So when you say you did management for BSc, maybe do project management or do any tech related courses, do data analytics, because yeah, tech is the future. It's not an easy industry either, but yeah, it's the future. Okay, I have a new question. Is it mandatory to be proficient in French before you can get a job in France? It's not mandatory, but it's necessary to get. Is it necessary? Honestly, yeah, it is necessary. It's France. It's a French country, so this is the first French country in the world, or they are the pioneers of the language. So I guess, yeah, it's not mandatory, but if you can, by all means, the world will be this country will be sweet for you when you can speak English and French. Jobs will locate you. They will be begging you for jobs. So yeah, if you can learn French, by all means, if you can start your French lessons now, start doing them now. So yeah. So can I go now, you guys? Are we done with the questions? Can I go? Can I leave? Or do you have more questions? Okay, it's past the time that I set, and I think this is going to be the end of the live. And if you have more questions, I will be so glad to answer you in the comment section. Thank you so much for joining this live. Share it to your friends, and yeah, see you guys in my next video. Thank you. All right, bye. I don't even know how to end this thing. Oh my god, this is just terrible. How do I end this? Okay, bye, guys.